The pettiness of some men. Black leadership is the most comical, the most immature, the most despicable form a black man has ever taken. And that is the mediocre concept of leadership. They rather rule over their people than be a living example before their people. Now consider the despicable aspect of that. They want acknowledgement and justification for the pettiness of their actions. Now, there was once a time when man, in his natural state, was the closest he ever came to true leadership, because it was leadership by example. Dominion was established in the form of that man over all of God's creation. Now, he didn't have to justify that position because it wasn't a position. Because the image from which he was made of God affirmed it all. Now, when you look at the present predicament of the black man in representation of a concept of leadership, he's subject to his enemies. When he supposedly speaks the truth, he does it in a permissive state of only limiting himself to say that which gives him a measure of safety, a measure of believing that what he said hasn't offended those to whom he should be most opposed. And when you look at the disposition of Farrakhan, he's no different. No different from the rest of these phony, despicable images of black leadership. They speak on the fringes of the truth, but they will never fully represent the truth. You see that in many instances on these TV news outlets when they have black representation. In most cases, you will witness the black woman saying more to the point of what should be said than most of these black men. They speak on the fringes of the truth, and they speak in a permissively subdued manner. They won't say that which emphasizes the true uncompromising aspects of the truth. I mean, we have the pettiness of black leadership embedded in the four walls of a church house. A phony disposition of leadership that expresses the almighty presence, the almighty omnipotent presence of God. But they still are unable to speak the truth to power as man defined power. That's why no one is being delivered. That's why the only time a black woman truly feels at home is behind the four walls of a church house. In many instances, a black woman can't even feel at home in her own home. Because she, in most cases, is married to a mediocre image of what a man is. Who think that he's divinely placed as the head of the home, when the whole world out here is opposed to his very existence, but he want to take up the concept of leadership behind the four walls of his home, want to be acknowledged as such, but outside the walls of his home, he's a tippy-toed, petty image of what a man should be. All these hundreds of years, and he's still in the indentured state of a subjugated slave. And to think that there's black men who try to clothe themselves in the robes of leadership, and they know better served as a representative of leadership than the one that they want to bear rule over, which is their own race of people. Now this video will be most definitely continued, as the aspects of leadership is critically analyzed. It's critically, uncompromisingly exposed. If a man is not a man in his home, he's not a man outside his home. If a man is not a man outside of his home, in speaking truth to those who would rather have him in a diminished state of an emasculated slave, then he's no better for good or worse in his own home. This will most definitely be continued, and the next video will drive home the truth of this from a scriptural aspect of what leadership really is. Until then, consider what's been said, no matter how critical it is as far as our present state of leadership is concerned.